Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Wednesday morning. It's a coffee kind of morning, as always. It's also kind of a dark day today. A lot of rain. Hence, I've got lighting going on here. So there's glare in the glasses that I don't like too much. But I've got a fairly dark room that I record this in, and I normally rely on the sunshine behind me, or in front of me, sorry. But that ain't gonna happen this morning. And I don't want to wait till later on to do this video. So I want to continue with my theme. Last time I did great albums from the 60s, that decade of the 60s. Again, not showing everything, but just showing what I had. And this time I'm going to show, I think, maybe 10 albums from 1970. Wonderful year in music. A lot of great debuts in music as well. And some fine stuff happening. Also, my contest reminder, Keep the Beat contest. I've had a lot of great entries from a lot of wonderful people showing 3 to 5 of their favorite drummers. They've been so descriptive, so amazing, and I really appreciate it. Chance to win a $40 Amazon gift card. You got till October 1st to do it. And just show me 3 to 5 drummers. Explain why you feel that they're your favorite drummers. So pretty simple contest, but some cool drummers so far, and I really appreciate it. This was all based on the documentary I saw on Netflix about drumming, and some encouraged these people to become drummers, and what motivates them, and some great female drummers as well. It's really good documentary. I just can't recall the name right off the bat. Before I get into everything, though, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Thank you to all that have liked and subscribed so far. I greatly appreciate it. I want to continue to put great content out there to be informative and to show you guys some great bands and artists that I have in my collection. Because of you guys, your likes, your subscriptions, your wonderful comments that keep me going, keep me motivated to do this kind of thing, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. As my camera shakes as I grab my coffee here. Or is that just me? So yeah, so great decade, the 60s. Some amazing music, but it was a light-hearted era. Short, poppy little songs in the earlier days, even from the Beatles. All the lighthearted, good music. Slowly getting into bands like Zeppelin and that type of thing in the late 60s. You got Hendrix coming in, so that rock era has started. You've got Cream as well, the Power Trio. Some heavy music starting in the late 60s. And then 1970 hits. You've got these 4 guys from England coming together to create a heavy metal sound that no one's heard before. Loud, in your face, lyrics full of doom and gloom, heavy bass, heavy riffs, amazing vocals, amazing drumming as well. You've got this debut album from Black Sabbath, self-titled Black Sabbath. Even the cover is just doom and gloom on its own. Something never heard of, something unique, but what an album this is. It's fantastic. The title track, Black Sabbath, then you have the Wizard, evoking images of all kinds of stuff. The Wasp, Behind the Wall of Sleep, basically NIB, Wicked World, A Bit of Finger, Sleeping Village, and Warning. Just doom and gloom, and Ozzy's vocals are just amazing. Tony's riffs, Geezer's heavy bass, Bill Ward's heavy drum. I mean, just 4 guys bringing the magic together to create this amazing band that would stand the test of time, and also this amazing debut album. So good. So, so good. And then to follow up with my introduction to this band, this is when I first heard of them. This is when I first discovered them. Their second album, Paranoid, in the same year. So to come out with two amazing albums in that same year, remarkable, remarkable stuff. So they continued on, more rock based, I feel, than their heavier debut. Just picked this up recently. I've already showed this a bunch of times, but this is the super deluxe version of Paranoid. There's everything there. It's got some mixed quadraphonic mixes. It's got some live stuff in it, and live in Brussels, live in Montreux, and yeah. But you got War Pigs. That's the super heavy track, political sounding, anti-government for sure. Luke's Wall, Paranoid. Unfortunately, overplayed, but I still enjoy it. Planet Caravan, Iron Man, late made famous through the Iron Man movies for sure, or to reinvent and reintroduce the band to a huger audience through those movies. Then you got Electric Funeral, sorry, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, Jack the Stripper, and Fairies Wear Boots. I don't know if Fairies Wear Boots came out in this era, would it be allowed? Probably not. But what a fantastic second release by this remarkable band, one of my favorite bands. So this next band, my all-time favorite band, other than the Beatles. So their first three albums are some of my favorites, completely different than the rest of the albums. You've got psychedelic tracks on there. You've got progressive tracks, great singing, some covers as well. You've got a classic lineup of Rod Evans on vocals, Nick Simper on bass, Ian Pace on drums. Ian Pace is the only original member of the band. Richie Blackmore on guitar, amazing guitarist in his own right. And John Lord, of course, on keyboards. So they put out these three great albums. But Richie Blackmore wasn't satisfied with their sound. He wanted a heavier sound. A lot of heavier bands coming out at that time. So he wanted to become part of that. He knew this is where the fame would be. And Rod Evans just didn't have the pipes to do that. And Nick Simper didn't have that heavy bass rhythm. So behind Simper's and Evans's back, Richie Blackmore recruited none other than Ian Gillan, one of the best vocalists in rock at the time, and Roger Glover on bass to give him that heavier bottom end. And they released this remarkable third album, which is completely different than the first three in rock. Just in your face, heavy stuff. You've got Speed King right off the bat. Heavy, fast track. Bloodsucker, Child in Time, kind of their Stairway to Heaven, because it starts out slow, and then you got this wailing from Ian Gillan, showing his vocal prowess. And then you got Flight of the Rat, Into the Fire, Living Wreck, and Hard Lovin' Man. Wonderful, wonderful album. Mark II of Deep Purple. So Mark I was the first three. Mark II would go on with Machine Head and all those amazing albums. I don't know how many Mark's versions they have, but again, amazing stuff from Deep Purple. 1970 release. Next, you got another amazing album. Morrison Hotel. Real blues-based album. Previous albums had a lot of strings and brass on them. Fans didn't really like that stuff. So they went ahead and just like their first album, straight ahead rock and rock and blues. So good. And what a fantastic album. Roadhouse Blues, such a great release. And they knew it. I mean, they knew this was going to be a great album. Waiting for the Sun, psychedelic track, Make Me Real, Peace Frog, Blue Sunday, Ship of Fools, cool track, Land Ho, The Spy, Queen of the Highway, Indian Summer, Maggie McGill. One of my favorite albums, other than the first album by these guys. Again, great 70s release. 1970, Morrison Hotel. Supergroup debut, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. The Barbarian, Take a Pebble, Knife Edge, The Three Fates, Tank, Lucky Man, beautiful song, Lucky Man. These guys are so progressive. Each member is a fantastic artist in his own right. They went on to make great music as a band and on their own. Just remarkable stuff from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Wonderful band. Sometimes takes a second listen, just like a lot of progressive bands do. But this one has the alternate album 2012 Stephen Wilson remix as well, stereo remix, which is a different take on some of these songs. But wonderful debut album by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Another great album, Close to Home, or Closer to Home, sorry, Closer to Home, Grand Funk Railroad, Power Trio, one of the loudest and hardest working bands ever, from 1970. Sin's a Good Man, Aimless Lady, Nothing is the Same, Mean Mistreater, an amazing song, Get It Together. You got two great vocalists in Mark Farner and Don Brewer. Mark Farner, great guitarist. I Don't Have to Sing the Blues, Hooked on Love, I'm Your Captain, one of their great I guess their Stairway to Heaven, if you compare it to a great remarkable song. But yeah, Mark Farner, unique guitar style. I wouldn't say he was a great guitarist like a Clapton perhaps, or a David Gilmour, but he had his own style. He was rough, he was raw, and he was great. Vocal styles are just remarkable. Don Brewer, heavy drummer, great vocals as well. And Mel Shocker, heavy bass. It would only be later on that they would get an organist in Craig Frost, who went on to play with a bunch of other bands. But because Mark Farner was playing keyboards at the same time, so he needed to be freed up from doing that. But what a great album, Closer to Home, from an amazing, heavy, hard-working band from 1970 from Detroit, Michigan, Grand Funk Railroad. Awesome, awesome stuff. The wonderful country rock, folk rock, guitar rock, the Grateful Dead, American Beauty. This is probably one of their best albums, I would say. I don't know all their albums, and I don't profess to know all their albums. They've got so many. I never know what to choose when I see their discography, and there's a ton of them out there. I know their live stuff is great. They got that cult following. They got that great live performance. I just never know what to choose, but I knew this one, and Working Man's the Working Man album is another great one as well. But this was a 1970 release, and Truckin' the big hit off of this one, of course. But yeah, wonderful, wonderful album by the Grateful Dead. Really, really good stuff. Zepp 3. So their first two albums, hard and heavy. Some of my favorite, the first two albums. This is a lighter version compared to the first two. A lot of folk-based songs on this, a lot of acoustic tracks, but it's no less of an album. No less of an album. You got the Gallops Pole, you got Tangerine, and Immigrant Song, Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, cool blues track. Tangerine, That's the Way, Brawn Your Stomp, hats off to Roy Harper. Just, they're coming into their own. They're growing as a band. Great album. Great album. Great album. Love it. Love it. To go from Zeppelin to Mountain, Leslie West, Climbing, Mississippi Queen, the big heavy track off of this one. These guys are just a heavy, hard rocking band. Another amazing debut by Mountain from 1970. So good. You got Theme from Imaginary Western, Never in My Life, Silver Popper. And again, these are all originals. I mean, for a debut album to come out, that's awesome. Big, heavy dude as well. But, yeah. For Yasgur's Farm, speaking of the guy from Woodstock, To My Friend, the Laird, Sitting on a Rainbow, Boys in the Band. Love Mountain. Love Mountain. Great 70s band. We would lose Leslie West, unfortunately, but wonderful, wonderful debut by Mountain. Next, so the Syd Barrett era is over, unfortunately. That's a tragic story on its own. So they come out with Atom Heart Mother, Pink Floyd. Just a remarkable album. 23-minute title track is so good, so good. You've got orchestras, you've got choirs, you've got mood changes in this one, you got funky tracks, and you got great writing by Roger Waters on this one. But he was still talking about isolation earlier on. Yeah, it's a great album. Not talked about too much, but wonderful, wonderful album. If is such a great track as well. Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast, Rise and Shine, Sunny Side Up, Morning Glory, Fat Old Sun. Yeah, good stuff. Adam Hart Mother. Abraxas, Santana, Latin-based, funky tracks. Carlos Santana's playing is just remarkable. You got Black Magic Woman, the amazing Oya Como Va. Real masterpiece of an album. It really is. You know when you hear Santana's tracks, his first notes, it's just, he's got a unique style. No one plays like him. No one sounds, except his brother. I've got one of his brother's albums, Maya. Remarkable stuff. Hope you're feeling better. The great Greg Raleigh. Yeah. Greg Raleigh, I think, went on to Greg Raleigh, was that, who did he go with? Was that that was Journey. Greg Raleigh and Journey. Yeah. And so good. Remarkable stuff. And finally, from this wonderful box set, Mr. Neil Young and After the Gold Rush. You've got the great Nels Offgren, who was with Crazy Horse. He went on to play with Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band as well. Great solo artist on his own right. I've got a few of his albums. Of course, Neil's songwriting and vocal style would make this one of his best albums, for sure. It's just an amazing album. Tell Me Why, After the Gold Rush, Only Love Can Break Your Heart, Southern Man, classic track, Southern Man, Till the Morning Comes, Oh Lonesome Me, Don't Let It Bring You Down, Birds, When You Dance, I Could Really Love, Believe in You, and Cripple Creek Ferry. Just really good stuff. And I love this box set as well. His first 4 albums. And awesome stuff. So there you have it, guys. There's some great but short albums from the 1970. Some really good stuff. What a great year for music. Also, my contest reminder. Be sure you put your entry in. Let me know that you've submitted an entry. And that's it, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. I'll be back again sometime with 1971 and the music in that year. And take care. Have a great day. Bye now.